Good afternoon. I want to pose a question to all of you. What would happen if a police officer crashed a car in a shopping mall and injured innocent people? What would we want answers to? Did he do it on purpose? Was he driving under the influence? Is the city or county going to be responsible for the medical bills? I raise that question to you because I'm going to talk about decriminalization of marijuana. I've been in public safety for 15 years, 14 years of it being a law enforcement officer, and I've seen the effects of drugs on the streets. I'm going to discuss about some of the adverse reaction or effects of decriminalization of marijuana. We'll talk about how marijuana is a gateway drug, its health risks, and the effects on the public sector. First off, marijuana is considered a gateway drug because research suggests that marijuana is likely to precede use of other illicit drugs and the development of addictions towards other substances. Early exposure to marijuana decreases reactivity of the brain dopamine reward center later in adulthood. Some animal experiments have shown that THC's ability to prime the brain enhance responses to other drugs, which means it's going to have you crave those other cravings. One example is rats were administered THC, show heightened behavioral response not only when further exposed to THC, but also when exposed to other drugs such as morphine, a phenomenon called cross-sensitization. Medical and subject matter experts campaign to prevent underage drinking and tobacco. If professionals are actively campaigning to prevent underage use, why should we introduce another illegal substance? We as a society would have to combat underage marijuana in addition to alcohol and tobacco. We're already fighting that fight. According to the CDC, people who are addicted to marijuana may also be at higher risk of other negative consequences using the drug, such as problems with attention, memory, and learning. Marijuana's effects on these abilities may last a long time, even be permanent. This means that someone who uses marijuana may not do as well in school and may have trouble remembering things. Studies show that marijuana used by mothers during pregnancy may be linked to problems with attention, memory, problem-solving skills, and behavior problems in their children. Additionally, marijuana has a negative effect on overall health. It has been linked to hypertension, heart attacks, strokes, and poor lung health. Use of marijuana increases heart rate and blood pressure. It could also lead to increased risk for stroke, mini stroke, or heart disease. Smoking marijuana can lead to greater risk of bronchitis, cough, and phlegm production, and nobody has time for that. Lastly, public sector employees, if it was decriminalized, still shouldn't be able to use marijuana. Marijuana is illegal according to the federal government, however, it's not being enforced at the state level. According to governing.com, the state of Florida has 424,962 employees in the public sector. That's a large portion of our workforce in the state. These employees include police officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, judges, attorneys, and teachers, and so on. Should these people be able to drive vehicles or be on the clock on the taxpayer's dime under the influence of marijuana? Will a judge make appropriate decisions? What happens when a government employee crashes a car or hits someone? Who's responsible? Ultimately, the taxpayers will be on the hook if something goes wrong. Another thing people may not know is the public sector is eligible for federal grant funding as long as they adopt the zero tolerance policy or the Drug-Free Workplace Act. If these entities allow the use of marijuana by their employees, a lot of grant funding would be denied. A large portion of highway projects, emergency vehicles, and salaries are supplemented by these federal grants. So if these entities adopt their employees the ability to smoke marijuana, they won't get these grant funding sources. If they can't receive grants, the cost will be passed on to the taxpayer in the form of higher taxes. There's still a strong debate whether or not marijuana should be decriminalized. I'm going to leave this up to you. I'll ask you all this one question. Is decriminalizing marijuana worth the health and safety of our loved ones? Is it worth having our loved ones become addicted or use harder drugs in the future? And is it worth paying higher taxes because it could impact our local governments and operations? I urge all of you to conduct your own research and answer these questions and do your own research before making a decision. Thank you.